Number 1. Waking up inside the machine. Listen closely. The crowd doesn't think. It reacts. It moves in waves of fear and desire, pulled by invisible strings. You felt it. The pressure to agree, to follow, to bow your head and keep your mouth shut. That pressure is power, shaping you without asking your permission. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Most people would rather feel safe than be free. They trade their spine for a sense of belonging. They kneel, then call it peace. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you, the one who feels the weight of the game and wants to stop being a piece on the board. Inside Machiavelli's mind, the world is not fair, not kind, not gentle. It is strategic. It is brutal. It is real. You either understand how power works or you become a tool in someone else's plan. No one is coming to rescue you with truth. No one is handing you a manual. So this is your moment. You either wake up to how the crowd is tamed or you stay tame with it. This is not about becoming cruel. It's about becoming untouchable. Cold clarity, masculine stillness. No emotional tail for others to step on. You will still walk among the herd, but you will not be one of them. You will understand their fears, their wants, their illusions, and you will never again be ruled by them. From this point on, you stop asking, "Why are they doing this to me?" and start asking, "What does this move mean on the board?" That shift alone separates the controlled from the ones who quietly start to control themselves. Number 2, how power tames the crowd. Power doesn't always shout. Most of the time it whispers. It tells the crowd, "You're safe as long as you submit." And they do. The masses are tamed with 3 simple leashes: fear, comfort, and distraction. Fear keeps them from stepping out of line. Comfort keeps them from wanting to. Distraction keeps them from even noticing the leash around their neck. Machiavelli knew that you don't rule by convincing everyone. You rule by controlling what they fear losing: their money, their status, their social circle, their identity. And because they don't want to lose those things, they obey. Look around you. People silence themselves before anyone even tells them to shut up. They edit their thoughts to stay liked. They betray their own instincts for approval. That's how power wins. It moves inside their head. Understand this and you stop being shocked by the world. You stop expecting honesty from systems built on control. You stop whining about fairness and start reading the psychology. Power tames the crowd by giving them just enough food, just enough comfort, just enough entertainment to keep them asleep. But you are not here to sleep. Your advantage is simple. You're willing to see what others refuse to see. You're willing to hold the discomfort of truth instead of the comfort of lies. That alone puts you in a different category. You step out of the emotional stampede. You stop running just because everyone else is running. You stand still. You observe. You think. And suddenly, you're no longer the one being tamed. You're the one who cannot be easily moved. Number 3, the weakness of the many. Most people are not evil, they're weak. And weakness, when multiplied, becomes dangerous. The crowd is ruled because the crowd cannot rule itself. It is impulsive. It is emotional. It is desperate to avoid pain. Machiavelli saw this clearly. The ruler doesn't have to be perfect. He simply has to be less weak than those he governs. That's the bar. Not saintly, just stronger. Now look at your own life. How many decisions are driven by a fear of discomfort? How many times have you stayed quiet to avoid conflict? How often do you swallow truth to avoid awkwardness? That's the same weakness that tames nations, playing out in your daily habits. Understand this. If you can't say no when it costs you, you're not free. If you can't hold your ground when you're misunderstood, you're not powerful. If your emotions are easily provoked, you're easy to steer. The world doesn't need to chain you. It just needs to trigger you. You get offended. You get reactive. You get lost. The crowd lives in that state permanently. Triggered, distracted, overstimulated, under-disciplined. That's why propaganda works. That's why trends work. That's why shallow leaders rise. You want to be untouchable? Reverse it. Where they react, you pause. Where they complain, you observe. Where they rush, you move deliberately. You become the man who can feel anger, but not be driven by it, who can feel fear but not obey it, who can feel desire but not crawl for it. Power tames the crowd, but it breaks its teeth on the one who has mastered himself. Number 4, the mask and the fortress. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must know how to appear virtuous, even when he is not. Why? Because perception is power. The crowd doesn't see your soul, it sees your mask. So you must choose that mask carefully. This is not about being fake, it's about understanding that the world judges shadows on the wall, not the fire behind them. You, if you're wise, build a fortress behind a calm, composed exterior. No frantic oversharing, no emotional leakage, no crying out for validation. The more people know about your fears and insecurities, the easier you are to move, the easier you are to wound. So you show the world discipline, you show it boundaries, you show it selective silence, you show it a steady presence that doesn't crumble under pressure. That image becomes your armor. Inside, you work on the real fortress, your principles, your self-respect, your long game. Untouchable doesn't mean unreachable, it means unshakable. They can talk, they can doubt, they can project. You remain the same, like a stone in a storm. Understand this. The crowd loves open books because open books are easy to tear, easy to mock, easy to manipulate. You are not an open book. You are a locked journal with a few selected pages on display. People see enough to trust you, not enough to own you. That is Machiavellian realism. Show what strengthens your position. Guard what can be used against you. The crowd performs, power watches. You're done performing, you're here to build. Number 5, cold empathy, not warm naivety. Dark psychology isn't about becoming a monster. It's about understanding monsters so you don't get eaten. You don't need to be cruel to survive, but you do need to stop being naive. Machiavelli respected human nature by not romanticizing it. People can be loyal, but mostly when interests align. They can be kind, but also selfish. They can love you and still betray you if the pressure is high enough. Pretending otherwise is how you get blindsided. So what do? You practice cold empathy. You learn to feel what others feel, think what they think, see the game from their angle, without losing your own center. You don't assume good intent. You don't assume bad intent. You assume self-interest, and you read it. When someone flatters you, you ask, what do they want? When someone threatens you, you ask, what are they afraid of losing? When someone suddenly turns distant, you ask, what did they gain elsewhere? This is not paranoia. This is clarity. You do not gossip. You do not overshare. You do not beg for reassurance. You pay attention. You study patterns. Cold empathy lets you navigate without becoming bitter. You don't hate people for being what they are. You simply stop expecting them to be what they're not. That shift saves you from betrayal, drama, and emotional chaos. The crowd either worships others or demonizes them. You do neither. You read them. You weigh them. You decide where they fit in your life based on reality, not fantasy. And that makes you very, very hard to play. Number 6, mastery of emotion equals mastery of fate. Power doesn't belong to the strongest body. It belongs to the calmest nervous system, the one who can stay composed while everyone else is spiraling. Machiavelli would tell you, a storm will reveal who is fit to rule. Anger, jealousy, humiliation, rejection. These emotions are part of the human package. The difference is what you do when they hit. The crowd reacts instantly. They rage, they post, they lash out. They break things they later wish they had kept. They surrender their future to protect their ego in the moment. And power smiles. Because impulsive people are predictable people. You, if you want to be untouchable, must treat emotion like incoming weather. You don't deny it. You don't dramatize it. You notice it. You breathe. You wait. You respond slowly. This is masculine stoicism, not numbness, control. You don't text back in anger. You don't make promises in euphoria. You don't make decisions in desperation. You let the wave pass, even while it's crashing inside you. That pause is where your advantage lives. When others burn bridges, you hold the match. When others panic, You examine the map. When others beg for approval, you stand in your own verdict. Over time, people feel the difference. They sense that you are not easily provoked, not easily seduced, not easily moved. That aura is quiet power. It makes manipulators avoid you. It makes the wise respect you. It makes the foolish misunderstand you. Let them. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be effective. Number 7, strategy over sentiment. Machiavelli's world is not ruled by feelings. It's ruled by outcomes. Power asks one question: does this move advance my position or weaken it? Everything else is noise. The crowd lives in sentiment. I feel like it. I don't feel like it. It hurt my feelings. It boosted my feelings. And because of that, they drift. You cannot afford that. Your life must start to feel like a strategy, not a series of accidents. This means you weigh your words. You choose where you go. You choose who gets access to you. You stop chasing every argument. You stop fighting to be right with people who don't matter. You are not required to correct every lie. You're required to protect your position. Sometimes silence is stronger than explanation. Sometimes distance is better than confrontation. Sometimes losing a small battle wins you the war. Cold power psychology is simple. You see the board, not just the piece in front of you. If a reaction will cost you more than it gives, you swallow your pride and walk away. If a conversation is going nowhere, you end it without drama. If a connection drains your energy and gives nothing back, you cut it with quiet finality. You don't announce your standards, you embody them. Strategy over sentiment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting feelings sit in the driver's seat. The more strategic your life becomes, the more unpredictable you become to people who expect emotional chaos. That confusion? That's your camouflage. Number 8, dealing with envy, attack, and smear. If you rise, you will be resented. The crowd forgives almost anything except standing apart. Machiavelli would advise, expect hostility when you no longer play small. Weak people attack what reminds them of their own weakness. Your discipline will offend the undisciplined. Your silence will irritate the loud. Your standards will anger the ones who depended on your lack of them. Good, that means you're moving. When envy comes, don't feed it with reaction. Don't explain your path. Don't shrink your presence. Let them talk. Let them twist your motives. Let them project. Your job is not to clean every stain they throw. Your job is to keep building. Smear campaigns thrive on your energy. Deny them that fuel. Speak only where it matters, where there is leverage, law, or long-term consequence. Everywhere else, you let noise be noise. Remember, people who know you are watching. People who study patterns will see who's obsessed and who's focused. Use every attack as a signal of progress. They don't shoot at what isn't moving. At the same time, stay sharp. Do not give ammunition. Do not behave recklessly. Do not mix with chaos. Dark psychology teaches this. Some people want to drag you into emotional mud because that's where they win. Don't go there. Hold your frame. Keep your record clean. If you must respond, do it once, calmly, precisely, then return to your mission. Eventually, the storm passes. The envious move to a new target. But you're still there, higher, clearer, unmoved. Number 9, becoming the manpower can't break. Untouchable doesn't mean nothing can hurt you. It means nothing can own you. Not money, not status, not the crowd. Inside Machiavelli's mind, the strongest ruler is not the one with the biggest army. It's the one who could lose much and still remain himself. So ask yourself, what are you terrified of losing? Whose approval are you addicted to? What comforts have become your cage? This is where you start cutting chains, slowly, quietly. You build skills so you're not financially helpless. You build a code so you're not morally lost. You build a spine so you're not socially bullied. You become someone who can walk away from fake friends, toxic jobs, shallow praise, without collapsing. The less you need from the crowd, the less they can do to you. They can mock you. You stay focused. They can underestimate you. You stay patient. They can exclude you. You build your own table. The real power is inner sovereignty. You own your time, your attention, your reactions. You don't outsource your worth to strangers. You don't beg to be chosen. You choose yourself and let the world adjust. From the outside, it looks cold, stoic, intimidating. From the inside, it feels calm, clean, grounded. This is the man power struggles to tame because he's already done the work the world tries to avoid. He's faced his fears. He's killed his illusions. He's accepted reality. And in that acceptance, he's found a freedom the crowd cannot even imagine. Number 10, your move. You've just walked through the corridors of power inside Machiavelli's mind. You've seen how the crowd is tamed, how weakness is exploited, how emotion is weaponized. Now comes the only part that matters. What will you do with it? You can close this and go back to sleep, pretending the world is kinder than it is, pretending intentions are purer than they are, pretending you can coast your way to strength. Or you can start living differently, more observant, more disciplined, more selective. You start today with small, ruthless shifts. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. You stop reacting to every emotional poke. You stop chasing rooms where you're not respected. You sit in silence more. You study more. You move with intention. You say less, do more. You become a fortress in plain sight. Friendly, but not available to everyone. Calm, but not passive. Kind, but not soft. In a world that tames the crowd through fear, comfort, and distraction, you will stand out simply by being awake. You will feel alone at times. Good. That loneliness is the price of sovereignty. Wear it like armor. If you want more of this kind of raw, unfiltered breakdown of power, psychology, and self-mastery, listen carefully to this last command. Don't just disappear, stay connected. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next step in your evolution.